Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in your life when you realize that your words are not what's going to bring the breakthrough. Your voice is powerful, but so is your silence. You've been explaining yourself to people who don't want to understand you. You've been trying to prove your worth to people who were never meant to validate you. You've been fighting battles that were never yours to fight. And now it's time to be still. You think that if you stop pushing, you'll be left behind. You think if you don't speak up, they'll forget about you. But let me tell you something, what's meant for you doesn't need your noise to arrive. Your destiny isn't delayed because you're quiet, it's being prepared while you wait. God is moving even when you can't see it. Doors are opening even when you don't hear the creak. There is power in the pause, there is growth in the waiting. You don't have to chase, beg, or demand. What's aligned with your purpose will recognize you when it's time. The opportunity won't pass you by. The right people will see you. The right doors will swing open. The right moment will meet you exactly where you are. But you have to trust the silence. Stop trying to explain what God is doing in your life. Some things aren't meant to be announced. Some blessings need to be protected in quiet places. Some miracles require isolation before manifestation. Stay silent and let your work speak. Stay silent and let your growth testify. Stay silent and let God finish what He started. You don't have to force it. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The right things will come to you naturally, and when they do, you'll realize that you never had to chase them in the first place. You were always chosen, always prepared, always worthy. Let the silence work in your favor. Everything you need is already finding its way to you. There is an unmatched power in silence that many overlook. The world teaches that strength is in loudness, in proving points, and having the last word. But real strength is knowing when to hold back. It's in the discipline of restraint, in the confidence to remain still while everything around you demands a reaction. Silence is not weakness, it is a quiet force that allows wisdom to settle, emotions to stabilize, and clarity to emerge. When you refuse to respond to negativity, you take control of the situation rather than letting it control you. Silence is a defense that shields your energy from unnecessary battles. It confuses those who expect an argument, disarms those who seek a reaction, and strengthens your position without you having to utter a single word. The loudest person in the room isn't always the strongest. Strength is found in composure, in the ability to absorb chaos without becoming chaotic. In moments of challenge, silence creates space for reflection. It allows you to listen more than you speak, to observe more than you engage. A person who is quick to speak often misses important details, but one who remains silent gathers wisdom. There is a time for words, but there is also a time for stillness, and knowing the difference is where true power lies. Silence is a teacher. It teaches patience when you want to rush. It teaches endurance when you want to quit. It teaches wisdom when you want to react. When words are unnecessary, silence carries weight. It allows actions to speak louder than explanations. And in that space, strength is revealed not in noise, but in the unshakable presence of self-control and inner peace. There is a rhythm to life that cannot be rushed, a divine order that unfolds exactly when it is meant to. The human mind wants to control time, to force moments to happen on its schedule, but there is a greater plan at work, one that does not bend to impatience or desperation. When things seem delayed, it is not because they are denied, it is because they are being prepared. What is meant for you is not lost, but it will not arrive before its time. The waiting season can feel frustrating, but it is never wasted. It is in the delay that growth happens, that lessons are learned, that strength is built. When a door remains closed, it is not rejection, it is protection. If you receive what you are not yet ready for, it can slip through your hands. Timing is not just about when something happens, it is about who you are when it does. There is a version of you being shaped in the waiting, a version that will be strong enough to carry the weight of the blessing when it finally arrives. There is no need to chase what is already aligned for you. No need to beg for opportunities that were designed with you in mind. What belongs to you will not require force, it will flow. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, they will come naturally when the time is right. Trusting divine timing means surrendering the need for control and embracing the process. It means walking in faith, even when nothing makes sense. It means knowing that just because you cannot see movement does not mean movement isn't happening. The unfolding may not be visible yet, but it is happening exactly as it should. Growth is not always loud. It does not always announce itself with grand gestures or public recognition. Real growth happens in the quiet moments, in the stillness where no one is watching. It is in the solitude, in the seasons of waiting, in the hidden spaces where transformation takes place. The strongest trees do not grow overnight, and neither does true personal growth. Their roots stretch deep into the soil long before their branches ever reach the sky. There is something sacred about the process of growing in silence. It is where self-reflection happens, where wounds heal, where wisdom is gained. In a world that rewards constant noise and visibility, silence can feel uncomfortable. But it is in that discomfort that real change takes place. The quiet forces you to listen to yourself, to your intuition, to the lessons life is trying to teach you. It removes distractions and allows you to focus on what truly matters. Not everything needs to be shared, and not every step of progress needs validation. The most powerful growth is the kind that happens when no one expects it, the kind that surprises even you. It is the internal shift, the deep-rooted strength, the quiet confidence that cannot be shaken. What is nurtured in silence will one day speak for itself without a single word being said. There is a wisdom in knowing which battles are worth fighting and which ones require nothing but silence. Not every challenge demands a reaction. Not every insult needs a reply. Not every misunderstanding deserves an explanation. Sometimes the greatest display of strength is choosing to walk away instead of engaging in a fight that leads nowhere. There is power in restraint, in choosing peace over chaos, in recognizing that not everything is worth your energy. When you engage in every battle that comes your way, you drain yourself of the energy meant for your true purpose. Distractions often come disguised as conflicts, pulling you away from where you are supposed to be. Some arguments are traps designed to provoke you into stepping out of character. Some opposition is just noise meant to shake your confidence. Responding to everything does not prove your strength. It reveals your vulnerability to unnecessary distraction. Silence does not mean weakness, it means wisdom. There is a time to speak and a time to be still, and understanding the difference is what keeps you focused. Some battles resolve themselves when left alone. Some accusations lose power when they are not acknowledged. Some enemies are defeated not by confrontation, but by being ignored. When you refuse to engage in pointless battles, you take control. You decide where your energy goes. You protect your peace. People will have opinions. They will misunderstand you, misjudge you, and even provoke you. But their perception does not define you. Your growth is not dependent on their approval. The loudest response is often no response at all. When you learn to let go of the need to defend yourself against every attack, you free yourself to focus on the battles that truly matter. Patience is not just waiting, it is how you wait. It is the discipline to trust the process when nothing seems to be moving. It is the strength to believe in the outcome even when there is no visible progress. True results are not rushed, they are developed over time. The most powerful things in life require patience, growth, healing, success, and transformation. Anything built too quickly often lacks the foundation to last. When you rush, you may force something before it is ready. A seed planted in the soil does not sprout overnight. It must go through seasons of nurturing, through unseen processes that strengthen its roots before it can break through the surface. The same is true for any great accomplishment. If you give up too soon, you may abandon something that is just about to flourish. If you demand immediate results, you may settle for something less than what was meant for you. Patience builds endurance, and endurance produces wisdom. The waiting season teaches lessons that cannot be learned any other way. It develops resilience, deepens faith, and refines character. It teaches you that shortcuts often lead to setbacks and that the most valuable things in life are those that took time to grow. Patience allows you to align with the right opportunities instead of chasing the wrong ones. It gives you the ability to trust that what is meant for you will come at the right time in the right way. The results you seek are not in the rush, they are in the steady, consistent effort. They are in the faith to keep going when nothing seems to change. They are in the quiet confidence that tells you delay is not denial. The reward of patience is not just the outcome, it is the strength you build along the way. Listening is one of the most underrated strengths a person can have. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, few people truly take the time to listen. The ability to remain silent, to absorb, to understand before responding is a skill that separates the wise from the impulsive. Listening allows you to see beyond words, to catch what is unsaid, to understand intentions rather than just statements. It is not just about hearing sounds, it is about gaining insight, about learning what others miss because they are too busy trying to be the loudest voice in the room. When you listen, you gain knowledge that talking could never give you. You become aware of opportunities, you notice patterns, you recognize truths that would otherwise be hidden. The person who listens well is always one step ahead because they take in more than they put out. They do not just react, they respond with clarity and wisdom. They are not easily manipulated by emotions or distractions because they have taken the time to process, to discern, to reflect. Listening is also a form of respect. It shows patience, humility, and strength. It allows relationships to deepen because people feel valued when they are truly heard. Arguments can be avoided, misunderstandings can be resolved, and bridges can be built when someone is willing to listen instead of just waiting for their turn to speak. Power is not always in being the loudest. Sometimes it is in knowing when to be quiet. It is in the moments where you choose to receive rather than project, to understand rather than assume. Those who master the art of listening hold an advantage in every area of life because they move with wisdom, strategy, and awareness that others overlook. Peace is not found in noise, in constant movement, or in endless striving. It is in the stillness, in the quiet moments where everything slows down, where distractions fade, and where clarity begins to emerge. The world teaches that success is about busyness, about always chasing, always doing, always proving. But real peace is not in the chase, it is in the ability to be still and know that you are enough, that everything is aligning as it should, that there is no need to force what is already destined for you. Stillness is not emptiness, it is a space where transformation happens. When everything around you is chaotic, stillness allows you to reset, to breathe, to listen to what your soul is trying to tell you. It is in these moments of silence that answers come, that healing takes place, that wisdom rises to the surface. The mind is often too cluttered to recognize solutions, too overwhelmed to see the bigger picture. But in stillness, there is understanding. There is a deep knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Peace does not come from external validation or from controlling every detail of life. It comes from surrendering the need to rush, the need to prove, the need to react to everything. It comes from trusting that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Stillness allows you to observe instead of being consumed, to remain steady even when life is unpredictable. It is a choice to protect your energy, to step back from unnecessary battles, to find joy in the present moment. True peace is not found in what you acquire, but in the ability to be still, to trust, and to rest in the assurance that everything is unfolding as it should. Silence is one of the most powerful strategies in any battle. When you refuse to react, you take away the power of those who seek to provoke you. The enemy expects a response, expects you to defend yourself, to fight back, to engage in the chaos. But when you remain silent, they are left uncertain, questioning, wondering what your next move will be. Silence is unsettling because it removes predictability. People who operate from a place of negativity thrive on reaction. They push buttons to get a rise out of you, to pull you into unnecessary conflicts, to distract you from your purpose. But when you do not give them what they expect, they are left powerless. Their words lose their weight, their attacks become ineffective, and their attempts to disrupt your peace fall flat. Silence is not submission, it is control. It is the ability to rise above, to protect your energy, to choose your battles wisely. There is wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to be quiet. Some wars are won not by engaging, but by refusing to participate. Silence allows you to observe, to strategize, to remain focused while others waste their strength in meaningless arguments. It confuses those who thought they could manipulate you because they can no longer read your intentions. It protects you from reacting out of anger or frustration, ensuring that your next move is one of power, not impulse. The strongest people are not always the ones who speak the loudest, but the ones who know when their silence speaks for them. It leaves space for actions to make the statement, for growth to prove the point, for wisdom to take the lead. In the end, silence is not just the absence of words, it is the presence of control. Words can be powerful, but actions carry the real weight. Promises, explanations, and justifications mean nothing if they are not backed by consistent effort. People may listen to what you say, but they believe what they see. Your character is not proven by how well you speak, but by how well you follow through. Actions remove the need for validation. When you focus on results rather than explanations, you no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. People who doubt you, who question your ability, who misunderstand your intentions, none of them need a response. What they need to see is the fruit of your work, the evidence of your growth, the transformation that speaks for itself. The best way to silence doubt is to succeed in silence. Growth does not happen through talking about what you will do. It happens in the quiet discipline of doing it. There is a difference between those who speak of their goals and those who take daily steps toward them. Talking about change does not create change. Dreaming of success does not create success. Only action moves things forward. The strongest people are not the ones who constantly announce their plans, but the ones who consistently show up, put in the work, and let the results reveal the truth. When actions align with words, they build trust. When they exceed words, they build respect. People remember what you did long after they forget what you said. The greatest impact is not in convincing people to believe in you. It is in showing them why they should. When your actions speak, there is no need for explanations because the results will always say more than words ever could. Everything in life unfolds in its own time, in its own way, according to a plan that is often beyond human understanding. The process may not always make sense, but that does not mean it is not working. Growth, success, healing, and transformation all require patience and trust. There are seasons of preparation, seasons of waiting. Everything in life unfolds in its own time, in its own way, according to a plan that is often beyond human understanding. The process may not always make sense, but that does not mean it is not working. Growth, success, healing, and transformation all require patience and trust. There are seasons of preparation, seasons of waiting, and seasons of breakthrough. Each one serves a purpose, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The most beautiful things take time to develop. A seed planted in the ground does not sprout immediately. It must go through a hidden process of breaking open, growing roots, and pushing through the soil before it ever becomes visible. If the process is rushed, the growth is incomplete. The same is true for life. Trusting the process means surrendering control and embracing where you are right now, even if it is not where you want to be. It means understanding that setbacks are often setups for something greater. Every challenge builds resilience, every delay teaches patience, and every obstacle strengthens character. The process is shaping you into the person who will be able to handle what is coming next. Doubt tries to convince you to give up before the breakthrough happens. Fear whispers that nothing is changing. Impatience tempts you to force things before they are ready. But trusting the process means believing that everything is working together, even when it is not visible yet. The journey may not always be easy, but every step is leading somewhere. Life is a journey of patience, trust, and silent preparation. The things meant for you will come, but not always in the way or at the time you expect. Growth happens in quiet seasons, Breakthroughs emerge from struggles, and the most powerful victories are won not by noise, but by endurance. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Stillness is not stagnation, it is preparation. Trusting the process means understanding that every moment, whether filled with movement or waiting, is leading you towards something greater. The battles you choose to ignore, the moments you choose to remain silent, and the discipline you cultivate in unseen places all contribute to the person you are becoming. Not every fight deserves your energy, not every opinion requires your response, and not every season will give you immediate results. True strength is knowing when to speak and when to be still, when to act and when to wait, when to hold on and when to let go. The loudest victories are often won in silence, in the decisions made when no one is watching, in the consistency that outlasts doubt. The world may push you to rush, to prove, to constantly be seen and heard, but there is power in moving differently. There is peace in trusting that what is meant for you cannot be taken away, that timing is divine, and that every challenge is shaping you for something greater. You do not have to force what is already aligned for you. You do not have to explain yourself to those who do not understand your journey. Keep moving forward with quiet confidence, knowing that everything you have been working for, growing through, and believing in will come together exactly when it is supposed to. Stay patient, stay strong, and let your actions speak louder than anything else. Thank you.